Hello everyone, welcome back to the Rohan campaign. It is episode 42, The Meaning of Life and Everything. Now, before we get into the episode proper, one thing I want to say, I'm trying something out with this campaign as well as the Mordor campaign. I'm going to try to record them in 60 FPS. Because it's an old-ass game, and I've recently upgraded my rig, and I figured why the hell not. My only concern here is that it may significantly increase my upload times. But if that isn't the case, and it's not such a big deal, I will continue just for the hell of it. The way I encode the videos and the way YouTube encodes the videos basically ensures the quality is going to be shit, but at the very least, I can offer you shit in crisp, smooth, peanut butter smooth 60 FPS. Now, wow, what timing. Bam, 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 bam. Now, I just want to point out that the Siege of Onedrith has been lifted. I used Kale Wolf the Kind, as well as some garrison units to absolutely destroy the orcs and uruks that had shown up. Warg Riders, I believe. So this is no longer an issue. Let's see what else is going on. We have relations improved with the Principality of Dolamroth. I have no idea why. And shit, I have recruited all sorts of stuff in Lon Dire. I was recruiting units to reinforce and replace the units in Gamling's army so that he can then march on Captain Moana here, as well as Bregost and whatever else is up in the northwest. Isn't that like one of Kanye's children, Northwest? Just God. If I was that kid at like age 10, I would just be like, you know what? Just fucking end it. Put a bullet in my head. My name is frickin' Northwest. Good lord. We have some men in Alkford. You know, having said that, sorry, I'm getting off topic here, but having said that, you're the son of Kanye West, possibly Kim Kardashian as well. I'm not entirely sure if it's like a stepson situation, but my greater point is these are some of the richest people in all of the world. The most privileged people, potentially, in all of world history. How bad could it really be? I mean, I guess you could argue that it's like you were raised with money, so your life is devoid of meaning that perhaps someone who has had a bit of struggle, you know? Someone who knows the value of a hard day's work. God, I sound like a fucking babby boomer, but I mean, you could say your life would suck in that way. We're going to not retrain these troops, actually, because it appears that they're just getting armor, not reinforcing the units. Actually, again, another tangent. On the topic of names, I've just discovered, just recently, that one of my co-workers names their children after the weather in which they were born. So he has, I can't remember if it's a son by the name of Rain, okay? A daughter by the name of Sunshine, and then he's just recently had another son by the name of Winter. That's right. And I gotta say, his last name is Del Mundo. I feel like that would be fine with me saying. And I regret that the climate in Alberta is as tame as it is. I mean, just imagine like being named Blizzard or something. Blizzard Del Mundo. I think ultimately Typhoon Del Mundo would be the best name. It sounds like a fucking MMA fighter, you know? In the red corner, fighting, or how does it go? Weighing in at 126 pounds, it's Typhoon Del Mundo. That sort of shit. But I mean, Winter is pretty good. Especially considering that you're going to school with, like, fucking 700 Bradens, at least 9 Cadens, Jadens, Jessicas, Rachels, all that shit. And then you come in, your name's fucking Winter Del Mundo, it's over, you know, like you're just, I don't know if that's like a getting bullied situation, or if it's just like, I think if you were to like completely own the name, you know, and you just exude confidence, then no one could really pick on you. You'd be like, yeah, my fucking name is Winter Del Mundo. That's right, what are you gonna do about it? And people be like, oh shit, I guess nothing, because this man just is so full of confidence and zeal would be the word I would use, that he's just pretty much untouchable at this point. It's crazy. Okay, we're going to... I've not really been paying attention at all. What I do know, though, is that we want to build some standing stones in Denird so that Freelif can begin to convert the culture, rather, of the citizens, so that I'm going Russian here, so that we could maybe recruit the proper soldiers that we need. Okay, we still have 3 turns until Lond Angren is upgraded. What do we need to do? We're just basically moving troops north and building these armies as necessary. I almost want to besiege Beredvin sooner rather than later, and then just wait for the reinforcements, which are en route, but there is a legitimate concern that they sally out. This is possible. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how close these targets are to the catapults? I just imagine when they put the energy into like the torsion... Is that the correct terminology? You know, they have like the torsion machines. I'm just pulling words out of my ass, to be honest. Basically, they just store energy in big coils of material. And I just imagine that they like turn it like 1/8 of a rotation, and then they let it loose, and that's how far it goes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really trying to concentrate here. The Galadrim elves, I could have sworn they were at war with us still, but I guess they are nothing but... I believe they're a vassal of the Shadow of Mordor, if I yes. And for some reason, they are not our enemy. Now, very quickly, I just want to check up on our agents. We have Leonir. He is chilling outside the Varyogs of Khand, and if I remember correctly, they did not want to give us maps at all, which is understandable. However, I also need to get a peace treaty, if at all possible, so we'll keep him there for now. That was a waste of a turn for Leonir. Leo Wine, on the other hand, is making his way to Dorwinion. And then I assume... You know what? I think I have to send him back to talk to the dwarves. Alternatively, can we... Okay, we can get a diplomat in Londair, and we'll send him north, because we really want to get in the good books of the dwarves of Erdluin. As for spies, they're just chilling. We have another Eowyn, or wait, no. We have the Eowyn, keeping an eye on Ithilien, Daggerlad, Southern Mirkwood. This guy was going to take a look at Tharbad, if I remember correctly, although we need him to look at Dunlarock. Just because we are en route and we need the intel. Fulgar is taking a look at Bregost. We have Horsa there as well, and then we have Kirill outside of Baradvin. I don't think I want to gamble with his life at the moment, so we'll just leave it as it is. We currently have 1,600 gold to burn, and I feel as if I want...
Your orders, my lord.
I want to recruit some of these fort units. Maybe the fort spearmen and the fort archers can head north as reinforcements. And you know what? I feel as if that's all we need at the moment. There's very little we can do anywhere else. We will get some militia. And what about scouts and cavalry? We only have the one unit of scouts, which we will retrain, actually, in the city. There we are. Not at all a problem. Now, I believe Eomer himself, yes, is just chilling outside of Alkford with his Riders of Rohan. And I think we'll wait until next turn, and we'll get him on the move. And I believe this is all we need to do this turn. Oh, excellent. West Osgiliath rebuilt. West Osgiliath is in a renaissance. You know, they've got marble statues and appreciation for small dicks and all that. Small Greek dicks, I suppose. Weirdly enough, this is written as if we did something. My lord, I am glad to announce that our stonemasons and craftsmen are making good. Okay, this is where I just give up. Apparently, West Osgiliath has been rebuilt to some degree. I'm not entirely sure what that entails, but it looks fine, I guess. Sure. All I know is that I certainly did not have anything to do with it. I kind of wonder what causes that event to fire. You just hold it for long enough? Do you invest in it to such a degree? Oh man, poor Gondor. Gondor is just getting hammered. And not in a good way. They're not just shotgunning beers, taking shots, drinking like fuzzy navels or whatever the fuck. Whiskey sours, all that shit. They're getting just raw dogged, rammed by the Varyogs of Khand and Mordor. Just DP'd in a most egregious manner, and I'm afraid there's no there's no help on the way. Not at all. When I close my eyes and I lay down at night, I hear the shrieks of Gondorians. Just the muffled cries of a man in full plate armor just getting Eiffel Towered. Oh, it's a nightmare. Herobrand is betrothed to Eohild, or Eohild to Herobrand. I have no fucking idea who that is. As far as I know, it's most likely not a family member. Who'd thunk? It's just some asshole. It's some asshole that I have no fondness for. And we've built our standing stones in Alkford. I have as much love for the standing stones of Alkford as I do for the man whose name I've already forgotten. That's all need I say more? I'm just kidding. I know his name was Herobrand. I do remember that. Okay, so now we are converting the culture. It's still many, many turns until we are able to recruit those units. In the meantime, we are going to abandon Alkford. No further investment shall be made in such a territory. Now, I seem to recall that I have put forth a new edict in that all of my garrison forces ought to be farmhand units. Does this ring a bell? Somewhat rings a bell for me. I'm not happy with this. The amount of followers of Melkor in Gineard, Greg Gineard, so I'm actually going to build some standing stones, and my only hope, I hope with my heart of hearts, that the standing stones are able to dissuade the followers of Melkor. I hope we can lead them to the light. If only... I wonder, what effect would the standing stones have on such a person? Obviously, they are devoutly, like they've made,
Yes, my lord.
pledged allegiance would be the word. They've pledged allegiance to, quite literally, Satan of Middle-earth, and I'm not really sure how some freestanding stones in like, they don't even look particularly impressive. You know, if I go to, I guess, Alkford, it just looks like, it looks like a fucking ruin. Like, this is, it's not impressive in any way. I just imagine, like, these things are supposed to be brand spanking new, they're already shattered. Where have you sourced these things from? This is some hipster-ass column. It's grade A reclaimed marble column. That's what that is. And it just looks like hot garbage. I just want to point out, though, this weird quote. There stood, son of, against many, no hope, till was slain. It just sounds like a fat ass having run a half marathon, just trying to wheeze out his final words as his arteries harden and his kidneys fall out his asshole, basically. But in fact, these are the only weather-worn words remaining on scattered stones and broken columns laying near the settlement. So are we importing these things to the new lands? Like, what the fuck? I guess we kind of do that, though, with Egyptologists and whatnot. We dig shit up in Egypt, we ship it across the ocean, and then it ends up in, like, Memphis in the US. Because they have the same name. It probably ends up in, like, Alexandria. There's probably a Cairo, United States. I know there's an Alexandria. I know there's a Memphis. Because people have walked in Memphis. In fact, there are people walking in Memphis. Bam, boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. I don't remember how that song goes. Okay. Hirabrand has married Eohild. And now we have business to attend to. Gamling is just chilling in Sudari. His scouts have been retrained. We did just recruit... I could have sworn we recruited some militia. We did. There they are. We have to retrain and... Yeah, I guess we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until we retrain all of these units. Basically. It's gonna be a while. That's just fine. Unless we ship up some men from the south, but I don't know how effective that will be either, considering many of these settlements are hardly converted in their own right. I do know that we can recruit a bunch of fort units. The question is, can we sustain it financially? At the moment, we are paying very little upkeep for our cavalry force because they are all getting free upkeep. And I would definitely not mind paying even less. So we're going to move all of the, well... yeah, let's send 2 units over here. Come on. There we go. And we will then actually... Let's put all 3. Can I fit all of these men in these forts? Yes, I can. Because I'm basically Bob the Builder at this point. Okay, I think with our cavalry in such a state, we ought to be able to recruit a bunch of fort units and send them on up north. I believe... Well, we could actually recruit regular old infantry in Bregnus. That wouldn't be so bad. Swords and axes, why not? As for Karas, we can recruit axes and archers, maybe?
Yes, my lord.
It seems we do indeed need some archers. Dunyeard, we could get some militia to, I guess, reinforce our lines in the army of Swidhelm. Swidhelm at the moment being opposed by just like complete ragtag bands of Dunlendings who are trying to hide in the trees and failing quite miserably. Captain Avronk, you should really be embarrassed. This is the worst kind of ambush. Captain Bran, unfortunately, is going to have to get killed. I'm not entirely sure. Do I want to auto-resolve this battle? Oh, I would lose basically no one if I were... well, fuck it. We lost like 100 more men than we needed to. But we did sack the enemy camp. And that brings me great joy. So does that choking man noise. It just sounds like an extremely aggressive bout of autoerotic asphyxiation. Like someone who... You know how, like, people who are addicted to things, they need to chase bigger and bigger highs to get the same amount of excitement out? You know? Classically, like, drug addicts need to take larger and larger doses to get the same high. Well, I imagine autoerotic asphyxiation is the same thing. Like, you know, it starts out, you're jerking it with the right hand, and then you kind of just, ever so slightly, just fucking, like, let yourself have it with the left hand. But then eventually, you have to evolve into ropes, nooses, maybe zip ties, that sort of thing. But then I think at some point, you're talking like, you need to be hanging by your neck from a fucking tree at a crossroad to even get your dick hard. So that's kind of what I imagine. It's a tough thing to say, but that is exactly what I imagine when I hear that man choking noise. It's a man hanging by his neck until dead. Well, or as close to death as you can get, because that's all the fun, right? That's the fun part. As close to death as you can get without actually being dead. And he's just, like, the devil is probably there as well, because it's a crossroad. There's probably a man playing a blues guitar, and they're just watching this all occur from a hickory stump or something. Okay, I am rambling, and I can't imagine there's much we need to do, although I would very much like to invest into Suduri, if at all possible, because I really want it to upgrade, because currently it only has small wooden walls, whereas Londar across the river has stone walls. I would much prefer they both had stone walls. There is no sense in me building a military building here, though. Where can we drop 2,000 gold? Where, oh where? Oh where can I drop 2,000 gold? Every place has already got everything. Maybe... How this doesn't... Oh, it's a leather tenor, my mistake. I meant the grain exchange. I am not against building a grain exchange in Bregnus. How about Edoras? We could build a market. It seems hardly worth it, but at this particular point in time, we have the gold to blow. So we will do. Okay, we are quickly running out of space for our cavalry, though. I don't want... Well, I'm gonna stick Aomer over here, so that this unit may then also go into the fort. The less we have to pay for that upkeep, the better. Alright, I think that, again, is it for this turn. I'm sorry, I'm all over the goddamn place today. I'm going to defend this bridge because I can only imagine that an army of Dunlendings are going to attack us next turn. Unfortunately, there are no additional mercenaries to recruit, if need be, though. I am certain that Aomer can ride to the rescue. Next turn, we will be able to besiege Rodvin, although I think they are recruiting units as quickly as we are. So it's a bit of a stalemate, in my estimation. Motherfucker, Captain Erpwald. Which was, oh man, what the fuck? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my shit, there's a lot of stuff going on. It seems, what was it, 2 units of militia were just bribed to the side of Dunland, which, truthfully, is not ideal. That is not how... That was not my plan, truthfully. If I were to have woken up this morning and said to you, you know what I want to do today? I want to have 300 men desert their kin and countrymen. That would be stellar. I don't know, that doesn't sound like me. Okay, the Prince of Dolamroth is dead. Is dead! With the death of the late prince, his heir has succeeded him. The lords know not whether to find fear or comfort in this knowledge. Well, how bad of an heir is he? Is he like a 5-year-old boy? Because that's certainly not ideal. Okay, Freeleaf is going to marry Sieglind. Sure. Go for it, you freaky fuck. There we go. 18 years old and married already. Also a novice governor. Interesting. And also cultured. Well, I have to say, Sieglind, you got yourself a catch. A culture. You too are a man of culture. Dolamroth diminishes. Ever was it foretold that the departure of the swans from the haven of Dolamroth would signal its downfall? Man, I don't buy into all that prophecy bullshit, but it seems to me there could very well be something to it. Belfalas, the jewel of Gondor, Dolamroth has fallen. Motherfucker. These are grim tidings. Enemies now plunder the seaward tower and defile the house of the heirs of Galador. Ooh, that's certainly rough. Now, this is telling me it's a rebel fortress. Is it possible that the capital of Dolamroth has rebelled? Because that would be fucking hilarious. Okay, I remember now. We can't actually get a ceasefire with the Varyogs of Khand, probably because the invasion is still underway. We'll keep our good friend here regardless. We did just bump into the Vale of Dorwinion, I believe. Yes.
My lord.
Leowine has arrived, and he's speaking with Hallam the Chivalrous. Hallam? Hallam. We would like maps, please. And trade rights? Question mark? Rejected. Oh. They want 2,000 gold. How about we don't trade and I don't give you money? Actually, no. I will give you, because you're such a dapper chap with your beard and helmet, I will give you 750 Rohirric dragons or crowns or any Jill. I don't know. Any fucking fantasy money that you would wish. Just rejected. Ooh, you're a bit of an asshole, huh? Okay. Fine. 1,000 gold for your maps. I will...
Thank you enough for accepting.
Okay, well... that really freaks me out. You know, they drive a hard bargain and then they're completely elated when it goes through. I just feel like you've pulled the wool over my eyes and you think I'm some kind of asshole. I am going to leave the Vale of Dorwinion, never to return, because that was fucking creepy. We now have a map, or rather a hole in our map, where Mirkwood would be. The shadow of Mirkwood, rather. Oddly fitting, you know, because a shadow is merely the lack of light. Okay, so we essentially have a negative space in our... You see where I'm going with this? It's sort of like a... It's symbolic, okay? It's symbolism. Metaphor, ooh, oh shit! The Principality of Dolamroth has actually been destroyed. Full on. Which is a bit worrisome because the last time I was down there, they had at least a couple cities. Did they not? They had this one. Linhir, which apparently has fallen. Methrast. That too has fallen. And Dolamroth itself. Okay, you know what we need to do actually? Because this is such a bizarre situation, we're going to scout out what is happening with our diplomat. that could be helpful. Even with our diplomatic action, we still have just shy of 5,000 coins to spend. Gambling has a siege engineer. Dunhere has a hunter's bow. Sure, why not? And we have a new family member by the name of Kineberg. Daughter of Kuichelm and Hulda. Wonderful. The Vale of Dorwinian has actually declared war on the Shadow of Mirkwood. That's quite helpful. And we have recruited some units that need to be sent to the north. To Dunyeard. Sure. And to Alkford. 2 turns until they arrive. Actually, we'll get some spears and archers in addition. In Dunyeard, we have a unit of militia that is going to head north. We may as well just... we'll wait for this additional unit of militia, and then we'll push our way through. It seems to me that there are actually quite a few troops around Dunlarock. Oh, well, there's a couple captains with various amounts of men. Beredvin, more men than there ever was before. But I'm hoping if we were to... I think we do in fact need to bring up some cavalry.
Yes, my lord. My lord.
My fear is we besiege Baradvin, they sally out, I have 0 cavalry save the general, and it's only 10 men, right? 10 bodyguards, and just a whole host of infantry. At the very least, I need a couple units of riders, because they will absolutely dominate the Enedwythe. So we will send these guys up, and then we can attack as a unified force. Next turn, we currently have 3 units. Can Aylmer get up there? Yes. And I think I want a unit of... well, they're too far. I was going to bring up a unit of skirmishers, but as I said, too frickin' far. But there we go. We now have a healthy complement of cavalry. 2 more units to head up north to join Aldwulf, and then dick all to do in the city itself. The town itself, I should say. Much like Sudari, nothing to do. Now I ought to mention that the clansmen of Enedwythe have once again asked for a ceasefire, and once again I have declined, because that is not at all in line with my plans. Alrighty, as for our economy, I really should be building grain exchanges everywhere I can, because it sort of has a... God damn it, Adunafel has shown up out of the blue again. I was gonna say, it has a bit of like a multiplicative effect, if you can decipher that word. Essentially, you know, the more markets you build, the more they trade, the more wealth flows around. So I may as well just drop a bunch of cash now and get them built, because essentially I was refraining from doing so solely for the reason that it did not look like it was worth it at all. But as I said, it's multiplicative, so once you get a couple up, you know, it may very well end up being worth it. Much the same with these standing stones. I really need to convert... well, I don't necessarily need to convert my settlements, but I would very much like to convert my settlements. Okay, we'll set up a bit of a honeypot for Dunafel here. He is 1 or 2 turns away from arriving in Isengard. And we have 0 men to oppose him. I'm going to ride hard for Isengard with our cavalry, because they can certainly assist. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, this is completely bizarre. We have the movement arrows, but no movement is occurring. Jeez. I thought I really fucked up there. I don't think Captain Oswald Oswald rather, is going to arrive in time. So that was probably a waste. What I could do though... I don't know if I want to block the bridge. It seems cheesy at this point, that's for sure. Alright guys, we've spent our cash, we've moved our men, and I think we've moved all of the agents that we need to. So it's time to end the episode. Thank you everyone for watching, episode 42. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Please tell me what you think of the 60 FPS, because if there's a lot of support for it, maybe I'll just do it regardless of the pain in the ass that it very well could be annoying as far as upload times go, but I'm not entirely sure at this point. Anyway, as always, my name is Incoherence. You guys are fucking awesome, and I will see you all later.